Sociologists thought before sort of World War II in the 1950s and 60s, when sort of people started moving around the globe, was that most sociologists believed that these minority cultures would assimilate into the major culture. So it would sort of be a melting pot. Whereas in the late 60s, a lot of changing policies made sociologists believe that all these cultures should be sort of included all these cultures should be inclusive of each other and sort of work together. So kind of the idea of Canada as that cultural mosaic where every culture is valued instead of trying to assimilate everyone into the dominant culture. So the last thing we'll take a look at, and I alluded to this earlier, so sociologists really do want to look at, and all these theories are really interested as well, not just in this question, but in many others, how does social change ultimately come about? So, for example, sociologists look at decay, so there'll be a decline, an inevitable fall of certain institutions and things like that. One of the big ones in the 20th century, I would say at least in the West, has sort of been the decline of the church as a social institution in society. So social change comes about because it may not serve a purpose or as important of a purpose, and a functionalist would probably look at it and say, it's not serving the same purpose, so society has a little less of a need for it. Whereas a conflict theorist may see a lot of conflict within the church and maybe a lot of the abuse scandals and say, society is having problems with this and therefore, it's losing its ability to function well in society. Also, there'll be inevitable cycles of growth and decay. Economics is a huge aspect of sociology. So just like in economics, there are recessions and boom periods. Social change comes during the recession we're currently in, and it'll come during the boom that will inevitably follow. There'll be certain progress, whether that progress also happens by massive radical overhauls, like, for example, the French Revolution, or slow, steady progress that the functionalists believe will all bring back to equilibrium. And obviously the conflict theorist has this determinist, a single factor will cause change and will change the whole nature of society. And Karl Marx's views were obviously seen in sort of the Russian Revolution, which actually took a huge impact onto Russia and even spread all the way into, China today is still technically considers themselves a communist culture. So overall, I hope this gives you a really good general insight into sociology, some of the major terms we'll be taking a look at, as well as some of the major sort of theories that we'll be working on and building from. So take care. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm here to answer any and every question. So take care, everybody. Until the next time, have a good one.